Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aida binti Zahari. So I will represent my team to present our web system. So first, I would like to introduce our group. So our group name is Team FAMN. So this is for CSC 574 group project. So I'm Zirwatul binti Zahari as a group leader. And my other team members is Nurina binti Nahar, Syafirah Izzati binti Samsari, and NurFarhana Yasmin binti Mokhtar. Okay, so before I start present our web system, so I would like to talk about our FAMN Bazaar. So our system is basically focusing on online food and trading system delivery, where this system is inspired during Ramadan because we can see that a lot of sellers and restaurant owners use platforms such as WhatsApp and Facebook to start online business, where since they cannot sell as they usually do at bazaar and restaurant. So I noticed that the system that they use on WhatsApp and Facebook is not systematic, and a lot of other users are like customers are having problems to look for food that they want to buy. If the food has been sent in the WhatsApp group or post on Facebook group many days ago. So our system is want to help these sellers and customer for a more systematic system, bazaar system. Okay, so this is our main page for our system. We have a bit like a slogan for our bazaar system. Then here we have the login section, and also if the user is a new user, so they first need to sign up, which is here. So I will show on how to I will show for a new user. So new user will click here, so it will go to this register form. So the user only have to fill in this form, so I will fill in this first. Okay, so I have filled in this form. So here, so for the first example, I will do for customer user. So after user have entered all information, they can click on register. So let's say you have successfully registered, welcome. So click on OK, and user will go to the user main page here. So all some information is written here. So here we have the button which have username here. So if user click on this button, it will actually go to the user page since we already in user page. So it just see in the page. This is for button logout. So if the user want to change their information, they can click here. So as we can see, the user information. So as example, I want to change the phone number here. So here I change I change to 6 example, and then I click on save. So it says data has updated. So let's check whether it is true or not. So here we have it. The one supposed to be true is now 6 here. Okay, so next this is a home button where it will go to the home, where is the place where the user want to order food. So they have to go here, back to home. So here we have it. So we have here view of food, view of drinks. So if user want to order food, they can click here. Here we have all food that currently in the system, and this is for view all drinks. And yeah, currently only have two. So okay, now here we have a card button. So since the user is still a new user, so the card is still empty, so that's why it display this message. If we click OK, it will go back to the user page, and here we have order list. So here it will show if the user have made an order, whether it's already delivered or not. So it will display here the order date and view order where the user can view it. But to view this order, the user must first pay the order. So now let's try to enter. So now let's try to add a food in our cart. So we go back to home, view all food. Okay, so here as example, I will choose pavlova berries. So here we have two buttons, add to cart and more details. So add to cart, the system will add the information of the pavlova berries into the cart, and more details if the user want to check more details about it. So let's try to click here. So here we have some information of our food that available in our system. So here we have pavlova berries. So it says freshly made pavlova with berries as toppings. Per order is 7-inch diameter. And the price, and also Chef Bakery, which is the seller of this food. So if we click on back, it will go back to the view food page and add to cart to the form where we can add our food here to cart. So below the food information, we have a feedback page. So here we have one feedback. So the feedback says by NR39 Ila. So it says rate, good, comment. So if there are more rates, so it will display here. So let's do an example to add this food into our cart. So the user only have to click this button. So it will go to here where it has the food ordering name, and then the user only have to enter the amount they want to order. So example, I put 1 here, and then I click add. So if the information is successfully added, so it will say food ordering is successfully added to your cart. Then we click on OK, and we'll go back to the view food place. So let's try more examples by directly click on the add to cart button. So it's just the same, it will display this form, and the user only have to enter the quantity they want to order. Example here, okay, message. So now let's try to add one drink. So here view all drinks. It's the same, basically just the same here. So the user can just directly click on the drink they want to choose. So I choose green tea here. Let's say the example is 3. We click on add. So the same message is displayed. So if the user already have done choose food they want to order, so they can go back to the user page. So click here, and as we can see, it's already listed here. So like I said just now, if user want to view the order, they must pay first. So we just choose the food or drinks in our cart. So if we click here, it says pair your order in cart to view this. Okay, so if the user want to pay the order they made, they first need to go to the cart place. So here we have all the food or drinks that the user ordered. So here we have all berries, the price, quantity, and amount. Amount is where price times by quantity. So we put the calculation here in our PHP file. So here it has edit and remove button. So if the user decided to remove the order from the cart, to move the food or drink from the cart, so they can just click here. Or if they want to change the quantity maybe, so they can click here. So example I will do here is to remove the golden cheese tart. So I click on remove. So as we can see, it say item has been deleted, and the cheese tart is not in the view card here. So for example, edit. So I do for green tea example. So here I change the quantity to 4, and I click on save. Item has updated, and here we can see the amount also has changed. So now the total is 53 ringgit. If the user think that they have already satisfied their order and they want to pay, so they can click on checkout. And here they have the order summary. So it's here we have the restaurant or seller that sells the food name, the price, and the quantity. So here we have the option to pay. So currently we have 3 options using card. So we have Bank Islam, Maybank, and CIMB. So example, I choose Maybank here. So the user has to enter card number. Example here, choose so card holder NurFarhana expires and CVC. So if after user have complete all the information, so they can click here just now, pay now. Or if they decided to cancel, if they decided to not pay the order yet, or they want to add more, so they can just click on cancel. So here I choose pay now. So it will show this page, and it will redirect to our order details. So here we have our order details. So we have out here the status. So now it says no. And then here we have the feedback button, or the user can add the feedback after they receive the order. So for now, let's say we're going to home first. So here now, since we have already paid our order, so the user can click here and they will get their order. See? So let's say that the order has already received. So the user only have to click here, order received. Then it says thank you for shopping with us. Please leave feedback for each food or drinks. Click OK. And we'll go back here. So if the user want to add feedback, they can go to view order. So here we have the add feedback. So the user can click here. So here is the feedback form. So the user can rate the food and add comments. So let's say it's good, and we can say delicious follower. We'll order more soon. Sample, and then the user can click on submit. So we say thank you for your feedback. So it go feedbacks here. So here the user can check whether the feedback is added or not. So let's click here and more details. And here we have it, Tiha from Tiha. So rate good, delicious, blah blah blah. We'll order more soon. So the user can do the same for the other order that they have made. So After the user have made the order, so they can log out. So when they click on log out, it will go back to the main page. Okay, so now I will show an example for a new seller. So the same thing, they just click on sign up and fill in all the information here. Okay, so now we can click on register. So here it says you have successfully registered. Welcome. So we go to the seller main page. It's basically almost the same, but here's our username is Nurina, so it shows here Nurina. So the same here we have edit information. For seller here we have the add food button and the list where for the user food. So when the user have already add food, so for the information will be shown here. So we have the photo, food name, information, category, price, view, edit and delete. So first I will do for the edit information here. So here the shop name is still empty, so the user, the seller can add. So here we can say restaurant seller number. And the seller can click save. So it says data has updated. And now the seller number, restaurant number, seller number has added here. Do an example on add food. So the seller can click here add food button. So if you go to this form, so seller only have to fill in this in. So first put nasi goreng kampung. So the information here, let's say fried rice. Served with egg. So choose the category which is food and price. So here put 5 ringgit. So and then we can click on select image file here. So here we have this check. So choose the picture and then we click on add. So food option is successfully added. So now we can see here the information has been added. So all the information is written here. So the seller can also view the food. So when you click on view, so it will go here, which is the food has no feedback. Then go to back, which is that will go to the seller main page, since the seller cannot view the home page. Then the edit can click here if the seller wants to add to change any information. So let's say no, so we can click on cancel here. So there's no change here. So the user can click on delete. They decided to delete the food. So since I have shown an example on user, so let's say we just leave it here. So I want to add another one. So this time I want to add a drink. So I put the 3 layer. So here you can see milk tea that made of 3 layer. So can put here brown sugar, milk, and tea. So category drink and price is 4 ringgit and 50 example. And the image we can choose. So I choose the 3 layer picture and then click. So message displayed, and the T is now is in the list. So this is for the seller. That's all. So it's the same if the seller wants to log out, so they just can click here, log out button, and we'll go back to the link. Okay, so this time I will show an example for admin. So for admin, they have to directly log in only. So here admin username and the password for admin, and choose user type admin and click on login. So it will display this admin main page. So admin can choose to either view seller, customer or orders. So first I choose to view seller. So here it display information about seller except for the password. So here we have 3 seller in total. So then they can click here to go back to the main page just now. Then click here to view customer. So here we have 3 customer in total here. Also for the customer, it does not include the password. And then we have here a list of orders. So here the admin can view. So the function for list of order is in our system, we use the similar concept as Shopee, where Shopee, the admin will hold the money that has been paid by the user. Once the order has been received by the user, only then Shopee will release the money to the seller. So this is basically what happens in our system too, where if the delivery status is still no, the seller will not receive the money. So we can see here only one order where that's still no, while the rest is already yes. So for this particular order, the seller still not receive yet the amount of money, which is RM7.60. So this is all about by admin. So once the admin have done view this page, they can click on log out and go back to the main page. So now I will show an example of an error while login. So let's say, so this is the correct username. So I just change it, like example, NR Ila only left. Then the password. So the password I have entered here is the correct one. Then the user tag is customer. So let's check if will it display the correct answer. It will display the message or not. So it says you have entered wrong password or username, which is true. Then we enter the correct username and password and choose user type. So this one is the correct one. Click on login and there, successful login. So the system is all functioning well. Okay, now I will show our FAMN Bazaar database. So this is our database. So we have here tables. Table for customer feedback, food, order item, order table, payment and seller. So for customer is for all customer information. Here we can see here all customer information. For feedback is for the feedback. For the feedback, it has food ID and customer ID. Then we can this is our food table. So here the food table, the food photo, the file food photo also store here. Then okay, order item. So order item is where we use in our cart. So you can see here, look, order ID. There are uh, 3 rows with same order ID. So this is actually one order for one order. This is for another order, and another order. Next we have the order table. Order table is for the order information. So here order ID, date, total price, delivered, and customer ID. So here delivered as no and yes. Next is payment. So payment is not actually reviewed, but it's all for admin purpose only. So here payment method is online. So our system actually focusing on online currently. Then we have the total here and order ID. So next is we have the seller. So here we have all seller information here. So this is our database